TeD's obviously getting a lot of experience from this, whereas Tod's losing a lot of experience just to tower fire and stuff. And TeD now does have his first knight out as well, and it looks like he's going to be going for another push here as well. Lots and lots of flying machines out for TeD, but he's not really using them to maximum effect here, and it looks like he's actually forgotten to micro them in, and so he will take a lot of damage on his Paladin. A nice Nova there stops it from being saved, and finally the flying machines are now coming in and doing a lot of damage to those Destros. 1-0 upgrades on the flying machines, obviously, but then the Mountain King gets left out as well, and the Death Knight now still, actually all three TeD's heroes still really high health, but TeD has taken a big hit in terms of his army, and down to, I imagine he's still at sort of 60, yeah, he's at 60 food now, and TeD now at 50 as well, so certainly TeD has a 51 now actually, so TeD no longer has a tremendous economy advantage, but has to revive his heroes as well, so it will take him a while before he can actually attack again. Meanwhile, TeD's taking this opportunity to try and pick off a couple of units, but I don't think he's actually managing to get anything, and so TeD now losing that one flying machine as well, obviously not the end of the world, and I imagine the main gold mines will be running out any second now. Actually, yeah, they've just run out now. And so I think it's really sort of turning around for TeD, because all he needs to do now is hold on to this expansion and not let TeD expand. And I think that second thing is going to be a bit harder. But obviously TeD will actually need to creep out this expansion, his natural expansion. But otherwise, I think he could win it just through sort of attrition, really. And this Warcraft taking a lot of damage now, but not managing to be taken down. But meanwhile, the Destro is taking down one priest, but the Panda has been sort of hit a bit, but does manage to get away, and we'll try and get just a bit further away in this one. Meatwagon still a bit up front, but not going to take any damage from TeD, who decides just to run back. He does have his Paladin back now as well, so he will be able to survive a bit more, and will be able to play a bit more of the siege game, where he can just heal up his heroes whenever they take a bit of nuke. And TeD rebuilding his workshop, I'm surprised by this positioning actually of this workshop, and it looks like TeD will try and cancel it, or maybe just kill off the peons so he can kill it or peasants so he can kill it at his own leisure. But now the Panda now taking a lot of damage again. Obviously lots of feedback damage from those breakers means that he really needs to keep that Panda as far away from them as possible, and these two fiends getting caught out, TeD should try and burrow them, but actually gets a coil and a frost armor off on one of them, but it does get dispelled quite quickly, and sorry, I think it was actually stolen by the breakers, and now TeD being forced back into his base again. Very nice pushes here by TeD on the whole, just really managing to force TeD back in whenever TeD overextends himself. TeD really takes advantage of that, and a bolt taking out that one fiend there, and the Archmage out taking a lot of damage, actually being forced to run back into his base, and being forced to be healed back up as well, and so TeD can never really finish his victories here, really. He can really get he can really push TeD back into the base, but then once he gets into the range of these towers, it really becomes a lot harder for TeD to win it. And let's just take a look. TeD not using his acolytes for anything now, not expanding, or you do often see people once they hit once their mines run out, they'll just bring their acolytes in and go for one final push. But I don't think that's what TeD's interested in doing here. And obviously the acolytes are very useful with Death Pact or Dark Ritual or something, and also just nice for a bit of meat just to block your opponents and do a small bit of damage to breakers, I guess, as well. And meanwhile, not too much going on in TeD's main base now, still building more knights, but some very nice play here by TeD, meaning that he can just take out all the gold peasants, and TeD meanwhile creeping out this hard creep here, and doesn't get a parry up to vitality, so that's going to be a bit of extra hit points for him, but meanwhile, he's taking a lot of damage on his expansion. He's down to 800 hit points, and obviously does have the third masonry upgrade now as well. So it will take TeD a little while longer to take this down, but I'm not sure if TeD's actually going to be able to hold this at this point. Some nice lumber harvesting actually is going to allow TeD to sort of evacuate safely, and it looks like that is what he's doing. He's just going to leave this to die. He might go for one final push now with lots of militia, but I'm not sure that's something that he should go for, because if he could just lose if TeD moves back into the range of the towers here, and TeD actually could take out this expansion and then take it for himself. He does still have sort of almost 3,000 gold in it, so it would be worth taking if he could, especially considering that there's no way that TeD's ever going to be able to expand his expansion, so TeD could then play the longer game in that sense. But looks like Ted's going to go for some more creeping here. Actually going for some very aggressive creeping here, which TeD does now, scout out immediately, and it looks like he's going to try and harass with his Zestros, trying to focus down on one knight by the looks of things, and obviously with his Zestros you can take him down pretty quickly, and with a no, but that knight does go down, it isn't staffed away, but the flying machines are sort of getting pretty close. Obviously they don't want to move within the range of the fiends, so they just want to get off a couple of free hits and then be able to move away freely, and this paladin is taking a lot of damage, but it is staffed away, and these Tod does decide to commit here. Obviously moving his flying machines within the range of the panda is pretty risky because you can take a lot of damage on them, which he does do here, but only on a small number of them. So he is pretty fortunate in that sense. It looks like he's going to manage to take down these Destros pretty quickly, but TeD decides just to get out of this fight. It isn't one he wants to take particularly, and with one fiend taking a lot of damage now, and it looks like he does get crawled and will manage to get away, and this water elemental not being absorbed, but actually being hit by the Destros with mana. It's a bit surprising, but it is absorbed in the end there. And so some nice extra experience there for TeD. And this workshop should be probably taken down, but Tod actually has no economy, so he's not going to be able to build any more. Actually, it's the economy to build one more what's it called? I have flying machine. I assume he can get 20 more lumber, which are actually 18 more lumber, but I assume he can. Actually, no peasants in his base, so he won't actually be able to get that other one. And so it looks like he's gonna have to play a slightly different game here. He's gonna Tod's gonna have to play sort of a aggressive game. It looks like he just wants to creep up his heroes first, but now taking a lot of damage on all his casters, and actually these Destros coming in and absorbing a lot of those water elementals. But Acolyte's now finally coming in here and just sort of being very slightly useless, actually. Not just generally you can just A-click with them, and that might be what TeD's done now. Actually no, it's just looks like he's right-clicked them onto his Death Knight or something, so they just follow him around, and it's really come down just to heroes now after that after sort of the massive 20-minute battle. Paladin gets nuked down, and looks like these couple of spellbreakers are going to go down as well, and 3 water elementals actually out now for Tod, and obviously with no Destros left. I don't think he has any Destros left, at least. It's going to be really tricky for him to take care of those water elementals, so they're going to actually finally be useful after sort of 20 minutes of uselessness. And Archmage down to really low health now, but no mana on the Death Knight, I assume. No mana on the Death Knight means that he can't get rid of he can't take out that Archmage and end this game, and so he is going to have to just chase down these water elementals. One of them times out, and so he's not even going to get the experience from that. And level 5 on the panda now as well. And Marketplace just going to be finished creeped out by TeD here. Obviously there's a pretty nice item for him if he can creep it out, and obviously I think this is sort of probably, actually it's a potion of greater healing. That's very nice for him, and there's one meat wagon still just beating down those 2 towers, and actually that's the workshop to work down on as well. But I think the getting something like a sort of a disposable item at a late point in the game is actually quite nice. Obviously something like a Claws of Attack or Circle of Nobility is very nice at the beginning of the game, because actually its effect is going to last through the whole thing, but something like a potion of greater healing is just it has an immediate effect, and so it doesn't matter if you've had it all game, if you've just had it for the last 20 seconds, its effect is still the same. Where something like, especially like an aura item or something, where it can have a massive effect on the game, it's just so useful at the beginning of the game, but really at the end of the game it's much less useful. I think both players know that they're at the end of the game now, and I think we can probably even speed stuff up just to watch Tod and TeD have this final battle here. I apologize if I've gotten their names confused a couple times. I think I probably have. I've caught myself doing it at least once now. But Tod now just there we go. Just creeping out these last couple camps. Obviously he does have his Mountain King back out, so he does have a lot of nuking power. And if you can get 3 water elementals out, you can take out perhaps a couple of these statues, and then maybe a couple fiends and stuff later. And TeD has actually unsummoned most of his base just for that extra economy. He does have a Necropolis out, so he doesn't. He hasn't lost completely his base, and so he will have somewhere. Much of his he does have a TP scroll, so he will have somewhere to TP to if need be, and he's just continuing to unsummon sort of a variety of slaughterhouses and ziggurats and stuff, just because he doesn't need them and he wants the money, so he can go shopping by the looks of things and buys. Did you buy anything? Buys an invuln pot for his lich, and TeD now finally scouting out where Tod is, and now getting a coil Nova, no Nova yet, I don't think, and getting staff at the last second there, very nice there by by Tod, and looks like his Mountain King will get chased down though. These water elementals, very nice job by Tod of blocking there, and so TeD will have to sort of give up on chasing down the Mountain King, and we'll just have to take down these water elementals, but it's all experience for TeD, and one destroyer now out. I guess selling all those buildings mean that he could actually build one more destroyer from his statues, but it's going to mean that actually he will still have one statue more if he wants to transform one more statue, and this Mountain King has been caught up perhaps by the effective aura, and no boots on the Mountain King, and so it will be in a bit of trouble. And the Paladin is finally out now for Tod. He has sold a couple of his items just to buy that, and so he wants that tri-hero. Only level 2 on the Paladin though, so no level 2 Holy Light, which would be really useful if you wanted to win this game. So I think the only way you could win this game at this point would be by catching out the Death Knight and then getting a very nice nuke on him, but with no chance of that. I don't think he's going to win it at this point. And the Death Knight is being chased down, but obviously with aura and against no boots, it's pretty easy to get away. And Lich is now coming in finally as well. Does have a Gloves of Haste,